Hello, guys. This is Jay King, self-made millionaire, coming to you from MillionairePennyStocks.com. And today I'd like to talk to you about Freeport McMoran Inc. The ticker symbol is FCX. And yesterday we sent out to our paid subscribers. We identified that this particular stock has hit high levels of resistance. And anytime you see a stock hit high levels of resistance, you'll see the stock will not be able to break past a certain price. It doesn't mean it won't break that price. It just means it's having a problem breaking that price. A lot of times you have different bidders and askers playing tug of war concerning the stock, and if those orders will not fill at that resistance level, then people will change their bid price. They will ask for a different amount, and anytime you're not willing to pay a retail price, you're going to have to drop your prices in order to get orders executed. But anyway, to make a long story short, Freeport McMoran Inc. We identified the resistance levels at 435, 1450 on yesterday. That's very important to understand. This stock was facing high levels of resistance, and it was an interesting day. If we look at the chart from today, I want you to see a daily chart of FCX, and this is today's chart of FCX. We see here that around 9 to 10 o'clock, it was at 1430. Remember, we identified high levels of resistance between 1430 and 1450. But I tried to short this stock around 1425, 1420. I tried to paper trade actually, and I haven't made any live trades today. But when I tried to basically short it, my order didn't go through. And so I watched it for a little while. And this is where I broke one of my rules. I want to talk to you about sometimes when you choose to break some of your rules. Even though I'm an experienced trader, sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes I choose to break my rules. If I choose to practice a new strategy, or if I choose to break my rule, it's going to be while I'm paper trading majority of the time. Sometimes I will break my rules when I'm trading live, but most of the time when I try a new concept, or I may just want to get greedy, I just do it while I'm paper trading. I don't do it while I'm doing live trading. But this particular stock found support. It dropped all the way down to 1380. And if you could have shorted this or bet against it right up in here where the resistance levels were, that would have been great. A lot of times you have to realize though, when you're shorting stock, before you short a stock, you need to find out what the resistance levels are. And that's very important to understand. You need to find out, look at your historical quotes, or look at a chart that's showing you the resistance levels, because in a market like this, you're going to make a lot more money if you're a short seller, and you understand how to be patient and wait for stocks to meet a certain peak. And if you can be patient enough, then you can ride those stocks down $1 or $2 for wonderful shorts. But we see here that this stock dropped down. It declined to 1380. Now you see this line right here that goes all the way across. These are the support levels that have been identified at around between 9 and 10 o'clock. We see that the support level was around about at 1380. And what that means is the stock was not dropping beneath this price. It consolidates maybe for 5, 10, 15 minutes, and it stays at 1380. So I dip bought at 1383 because I thought it was going to work its way back up to its original heights or close to it, and that didn't happen. So what does that show you? That shows you that basically throughout the day, there's several different support levels that are being established before a stock may neutralize and consolidate. And so I made a mistake here. So I bought at 1383, and I had to cut losses. You see here it went all the way down to 1311, but I had to cut losses at 1355. And I only paper traded 1,500 shares, so that was about a $450 loss on that trade, which could have been prevented. The mistake that I made is normally in the morning you don't want to dip buy stocks in the morning if the support levels are too close to the original resistance level. And that's where I messed up at. I should have probably been more patient and dip bought down here versus dip buying up here where 1380 is close to the resistance levels. And these are the original highs of this stock. When this stock gets into the 1430, 1440 range, then it has problems breaking that price. You don't want to buy up here. These are retail prices. You want to be shorting and betting against stock when it gets to high levels of resistance. But we see here that it met its lowest level of support at around 1311. So if you bought around 1315, 1320, if you dip bought, then you could have made money. And what I want to show you is I want to show you how to make money on both ends of the spectrum. A lot of times people leave money on the table because they don't know how to short. All they know how to do is buy stock. But up here is where you want to short. And then up here, down here, beneath these support levels of 1380 and 1360, you want to dip buy down here and ride it back up to 1360. So you could have made money on the short if you would have shorted up here in the 14 range. And then you could have covered down here where the support levels are, and you could have turned around and dip bought again, and you would have ended up making money twice on the short and making money on the dip buy. So it's important to establish your belief system and know what type of trades you're going to make. Primarily, I would have liked just to go ahead and take the short and ride this on the way down and cover it at a lower price, and I would have been finished with my trading. I probably wouldn't have tried to dip buy because a lot of times I like to just go ahead and make my money from a trade and then just move to the next trade. But I wanted to show you some other strategies. You could have waited until this stock neutralized and dipped a lot lower and bought this at 13.15, 13.20, and you could have rolled it back up to 13.60, or you could have shorted this stock at high levels of resistance at 14.30, 14.40, and you could have covered at a lower price. I like the short better than I do the dip buy, because a lot of times when companies are actually breaking out into new heights and the stock is overextended, then you're able to be patient and wait for the decline. I don't short stocks right at the resistance level. I kind of wait for them to start breaking down. And once I see, as you see in this daily pattern today between 9 and 10 o'clock, you see that it found resistance at 14.40. But look at the breakdown. It breaks all the way down. All the way down here, we see it go all the way down to 13.11. And so this was a wonderful trade. If you would have been a paid subscriber, you would have had insight and information about this. Congrats to several of my students that spotted the short and they benefited from it. In this type of market, I am shorting a lot more. I'm not buying as much stock. I'm looking for opportunities where stocks are overextended, and low RSIs are good. When stocks are at discounted prices and they have low RSIs, it's good to dip buy. It's good to go in at a discounted price. For instance, if FCX dropped all the way down to maybe $8, $9, $10, that would be considered a low RSI, relative strength index, and I would dip by that. But right now, remember now, this stock is overextended in the 14 range. So anytime you identify the support levels and resistance levels on a stock, it helps you know when to buy and it helps you know when to short. Again, this is Jay King with Millionaire Penny Stocks. We're teaching and training our students how to become self-sufficient in the stock market. Have a great day, and make sure you share this video and share it. This really helps us to get more exposure, and it also helps us to train a lot more people that are interested in learning how to become successful traders. Take it easy.